Greetings, demons! Actually, wait.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
Greetings, demons, and welcome back to, I believe it's the Nerd Server. I think I did say that in the last video. This is not going to be another tour. I will probably make another video because a lot has changed since the last time I did any sort of video, even though it was only, a few weeks ago, I think. But I just kind of wanted to talk about Minecraft in general, because especially now recently, and I am working on the full review, but obviously the Minecraft movie recently came out. I did see it opening weekend, and it's a film. I'll give it that much, but yeah, there are a lot of little things that I just want to discuss about Minecraft, especially when it comes to upcoming features, and I have been very tempted as of recent to kind of start pushing Minecraft content a little bit more, not necessarily because it, and quite honestly, it isn't, because it's doing well, like, it's doing about as well as any of the other content, especially when it comes to Fortnite stuff, but I've been playing Minecraft pretty much, well, literally every single day for at least, like, an hour or two. In some cases, I've been playing currently, in this session for the last, like, 5 hours, as of starting this recording, and yeah, there's a lot. I should sleep. There's a lot of things going on in Minecraft. Obviously, as I say, the movie being such a big deal, has meant that a lot of people are now interested again. This entire server came about because my friend group, became interested in playing again. And while, as I've said before, this isn't my server, I do not, run this one. I don't pay for the Realm subscription or anything like that. I still spend a ridiculous amount of time on this, and it has, I don't know, it has taken up a lot of my time, and honestly has also taken away a lot of my time when it comes to video production. You may have noticed I've not uploaded anything in a few days, if not a week, if not maybe even longer than that. I can't remember. I scheduled a few things ahead of time because I knew that, honestly, I don't have any ideas right now for videos. There are a few games I want to just do, like, oh, hey, this is the game, this is a thing that's happening, this is something new or something relevant, or there's an event going on, whatever, but I haven't got around to it because I've been playing Minecraft. This is basically all I've been doing whenever I've not had actual plans. I do have a life. Part of that is work, part of that is just, doing things IRL. I've had a lot of events recently. It was my birthday recently, stuff like that. So I've not necessarily had that much time to be, playing other games, by the way. This is a work in progress, but I have been building I have been building a McDonald's. It's getting there. The kitchen is a mess and stuff, and the flooring isn't done and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this being done. I have spent so long. The material wise, like, all these trees were planted for this. I just haven't cut them down because I've been mostly waiting to finish the flooring and stuff, which obviously takes a lot of stone material, and I also need a lot of materials for the walls, which are all concrete, and even just, I ran out of quartz. I know this isn't much quartz, but it's what I had after, I haven't even finished the library. That's in my main base. As I say, this is supposed to be me just playing, while I discuss things, but yeah, I was going to cover originally the entire, Minecraft Live event, and, I have previous years. I don't think I covered last year. I may have just done a reaction to it. I don't actually remember, but, yeah, I was going to, and I just kind of forgot. I wasn't at work or anything. I had the day off. I was planning on it, and I just never got around to it. But there were some really cool things, especially when it comes to, well, the two things that I want to talk about specifically, because I think they're going to be good for content, is the Happy Ghast, which is a brand new mob. Obviously, if you haven't seen already, it is just a happy, friendly version of a ghast that exists based on water. And yeah, it can fly in the overworld, it can be brought with you, you can ride it, you can put a saddle on it, stuff like that. It's also a moving platform, a living platform, which is really cool. And yeah, in general, I'm really excited for that. It is currently in the previews, and I have been tempted to start doing a few, like, one-off videos where I just show off things that are in the previews that I find interesting. I know that's a very common type of content, but it's just, I've never really been too into the, previews and snapshots and stuff like that when it comes to Minecraft stuff. If you're wondering why I keep checking on this, it's because this is how I'm currently smelting all the stone that I need, and I'm waiting for these to fill up. I've got one upstairs that you saw at the start that I have that's working, and for some reason, the one that has multiple just isn't working right now. So if anyone knows why, it only has 2 source blocks, these two. Everything else is just oh, does it have 3? Did I put another source block in here? I don't think that's a source block, right? No, there's only 2 source blocks here. So yeah, maybe it's that, but then still two of the 5 should be working. I don't really know. I don't really understand how like the generators work and stuff. So beyond cobblestone, but that one's such an old one that I've just kind of I know how it works now. But yeah, if you have any idea on what I'm doing wrong potentially with the fact that that one won't generate, but the one that's outside the house will, and fair enough, they do take like 30 minutes or something like that to generate 1 bucket of lava, which is why I wanted to have more of them. But yeah, it's annoying anyway. But yeah, I want to kind of spend a bit more time looking at these previews. I have them installed. I have the current preview installed. Snapshots, for the most part, are usually a little bit behind the Bedrock preview anyway. And at the end of the day, I don't like Java, and I'm probably gonna make a fully fledged video on that in the future. I think I've discussed it a few times before, especially when I've done Minecraft streams. I've definitely spoke about it. Java, as it exists currently, is not a game that I think I can be bothered to play, because I play with controller. You may be able to hear it on the microphone a little bit. I'll put it a bit closer. I'm playing with controller. That's my sticks. And that's how I prefer. I started playing Minecraft on 360. I grew up playing the console editions. Even I've I have every single, well, I was about to say every single. I have all but one of the console editions. The only console edition I never actually got was the Switch edition, which I really regret. And I know you can still technically buy it. That whole situation is a bit weird. I do own Minecraft on Switch, but it is obviously the Bedrock version. I just never got that version. I got the Wii U version. That's a thing. But yeah, the Switch version for the few weeks that it lasted for, because it very quickly got converted. Where am I going? Very quickly got converted into the Bedrock version. Like I just never got it, which is really unfortunate. It means I don't have access to classic Minecraft or console edition or whatever on Switch, which is kind of sad, but at the same time I don't have the same nostalgia for on the Switch playing it that I do for like if I lost my 360 version. I have it on disc, fortunately, but like I spent so much time playing the original 360 version of Minecraft, and it's a lot of good memories for that. But yeah, that little ramble aside, I want to cover what's in the snapshots. I want to cover what's in the previews, whatever you want to call them. And I hope people will actually enjoy that sort of content when I get around to doing it eventually. It's definitely in the pipeline. A lot of this stuff is, going to take a while, just because I need to figure out exactly the format and stuff. And that's oftentimes why series take so long to, come to fruition. Even the last video that I did on here, which was like the world tour thing, is something that I had to put a lot of thought into how I wanted to format it. I know a lot of my videos can feel a little bit unplanned, a little bit all over the place, this video included. But a lot of times because I don't like scripting. I just don't. I've scripted a number of videos over the years, not anywhere near close to as many videos as I've made in general, but I just don't get it. I don't get how people can just script all the time. And I've written a few scripts for upcoming videos. There are a few videos that are scripted right now. I just haven't got around to recording them yet, which is, on me completely, and kind of stupid in a lot of ways. But even the aforementioned Minecraft movie review, that is most of the way scripted. I still have a few points I want to include that I haven't yet, but for the most part, that is legitimately, like, done and ready. I just need to actually, sit down with Audacity and actually start recording it, which, isn't exactly a fast process by any means. Go away, skeleton. There we go. But yeah, it's just not how I make videos, and it probably never will be, unless I really, find a niche that I like writing about. But yeah, so far, even the stuff that I have enjoyed writing has never been, my favorite stuff. I don't know. Even the woke hammer stuff. they're working on a video from forever ago that was about some kind of controversial stuff within the Warhammer community at the time. Like, even that, like, that was scripted. That it doesn't sound it, like, but it was. It's also because I do tend to go off script when I have a script, but yeah, it was very much a case of I didn't really enjoy writing about that, and most of it came down to the topic itself, and I'm sure I could enjoy it a lot more if it was a topic that I care about, but yeah, it becomes way too much of a headache when it comes to actually, writing stuff and getting it all recorded and stuff and making it actually sound natural still. Because that's the last thing I want. Last thing I want is to start writing, my scripts and everything, and realize, oh wait, I'm making this sound really robotic, like it's written. I don't want it to sound like that. I like it sounding natural. I like it sounding like I'm not just reading from a sheet of paper in front of me or from a Word document in front of me or whatever else. It also makes it a little more difficult the way I like to edit. Having to edit around like takes and stuff is, perfectly reasonable, and I really respect creators like H-Bomber Guy who do stuff like that where they have dozens of takes of every little section and stuff. I love that to watch it, but to edit it is honestly awful. When I was making short films, this was years ago, not for YouTube or anything, just because I studied film. One of my least favorite parts of it, one of my least favorite aspects, was the editing process. And because I was the person who knew how to edit just in general, it was always going to be me editing, with pretty much every team, every group that I worked with. And yeah, it's not my favorite thing to do. I like editing in a way, but not enough that I want to constantly be having to figure out, oh, which take is the right one to use, which which version of this line am I actually going to go with and stuff. And, I fully understand why some people just go ahead and, hire an editor. I obviously can't do that. I'm too small of a channel. Or at least I don't have the funds at my size to be able to actually, hire someone. That would obviously be something that I would think about potentially in the future, but that besides the point. I have a lot of videos that I want to make, and a lot of the time it just comes down to they are too, I guess, big, time-consuming for me to actually end up doing them. I've spoken about this one before, so it's not really too big of a deal, but I've been working on a Portal retrospective for going on, oh god, how long will it have been? It would be 6 years. I've been working on this Portal retrospective because I was working on it in about 2019, a bit before, COVID and stuff. I know COVID was 2020, but you know what I mean. I've been working on that video for a long time. It's scripted. It is, most of the way there, if not arguably done. I keep going back to it and changing things. I really probably shouldn't, but yeah, there's a lot of videos like that I just really, really struggle to actually finish, struggle to actually get around to completing. I need materials if I'm going to go down here. And I think that at the end of the day, like, my experience is very similar to a lot of other creators. A lot of other people talk about burnout and stuff like that, and I have not really experienced that in a while. As much as, my content has kind of dropped off. A lot of that came down to the fact that I changed my graphics card, and then suddenly everything stopped working. I have figured that out since. Fortunately. How long it's going to be until something like that happens again? I mean, I don't know. It happens somewhat regularly that something just goes wrong and it completely ruins any want or need to actually make content and make videos and whatever else. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a while again before something as catastrophic as what happened, especially because I've found a few workarounds that should work pretty much regardless of my issues. I think, really, the point of everything that I'm saying and me blabbering on and everything, beyond this just being an excuse for me to actually have a video up on the channel, is that I want to know what you guys want me to actually be making in terms of content. Like, I want to make Minecraft stuff, and I've put a poll up recently about item shops for Fortnite. I've kind of got tired of them in some respects, and I'll never stop doing them. I've been doing them for so long that it would make no sense for me to just give up on them. And they do pretty well, pretty regularly. They're one of my most consistent in terms of view counts and everything. But there's a certain point at which I don't really care. And I've seen this from other creators in, the item shop space. iTalk is especially a good example of this, because there are people that do this every single day, and it gets tiring, especially when Epic repeatedly go back on their word, or we get more news about something else that won't return that maybe, you were excited for, and stuff like that. It gets kind of disappointing when we're just seeing the same 30-day rotation and nothing beyond that. And yeah, because of that, I don't really feel like doing item shops as regularly, and I haven't been doing them for a while now. I cut back quite drastically. I've done a few odd ones here and there. I did one for my birthday, but beyond that, I really do not care about them. And that's not to say I don't care about Fortnite or Fortnite cosmetics or anything like that. I still really enjoy doing the pack videos, though I haven't done one of those for the last few packs. Unfortunately, that's more just due to availability of funds more than anything. Fortnite packs get expensive over time, especially when you have other things going on. But yeah, I want to make content that you guys will enjoy, but I also want to make content that I actually want to make. And right now, I am very much wanting to make more Minecraft content. I just need, essentially some ideas on what you guys would actually like to see. If you'd like to see more of, this sort of stuff where, I won't be discussing stuff about the channel, but just more like kind of Let's Plays of Minecraft, I would be pretty interested in that. Maybe new survival series, because obviously something like this is always going to be on a different level to just a classic survival series. And I've done plenty of survival series before. A lot of time they end because the save corrupts or something like that. But yeah, I've made a lot of changes to how I actually play Minecraft in terms of file security and stuff. So hopefully that won't happen again. It hasn't for the last few worlds that I've been just playing my own time. But yeah, realistically, there's a lot of things changing or going to be changing with the channel in the near future, just in terms of what content has been displayed. And I do this every couple of, well, in a lot of cases, a couple of months. It's been, a while since I did a last major change. This lava is generating way quicker all of a sudden. I don't even know why. But yeah, I appreciate that everyone wants different things and everyone, enjoys different things. But that doesn't mean I don't want some input overall. And yeah, hopefully, in the long run, I'm going to be making better content more consistently. I have pretty much scrapped the, original schedule. I used to always do content as, I will do a video every, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And while that worked for a good long time, it's not necessarily been, the best for me to have to keep to that. And I've really struggled at times, as many of you already know, to actually keep to that level of scheduling, to the point where I, no longer upload on Sundays. I just don't. I just refuse to, mostly because I can't realistically make Warhammer Weekly as good quality as it is, and that is the series that for over 2 years, I think, has been on every Sunday, which, yeah, that's another thing where I think some series that have been a bit more consistent, like Warhammer Weekly, are probably just going away, unfortunately, and things may replace them in the future. I've already spoken to a few people that were actually watching me purely for that series, and I appreciate all of their, watch time and everything, and, kind words that they've actually said over the years. But yeah, there's only so many times I can, once again, just like with the Fortnite item shop, be kind of disappointed by what Games Workshop is doing. And I think a lot of it comes down to, I want to be able to just play the games that I enjoy, make videos on them about the elements that I'm actually happy about, and maybe on occasion the things that I'm not. The whole thing of me complaining about what even was it? It was the new Lego pass, was it? Oh no, it was the new OG pass for Fortnite, and just complaining about how, I didn't think it was a very good pass and stuff. That kind of negativity, I don't think is something that I'll stop. I like, that's my opinion. I'm giving it, and it allows other people to try and change my mind, or actually have someone that agrees with their perspective on things. And I think that's kind of what I want to offer people. But at the same time, I don't want to just be making videos on something that I don't actually enjoy, or about a thing that I don't really care about as much anymore compared to when I started. just for the sake of it, just for the sake of views, or just for the sake of whatever else, or obligation, which was the case for Warhammer Weekly for so long. In a lot of ways, all my issues with rendering, which stopped me from doing Warhammer Weekly for a bit, have actually helped me realize that actually I didn't care too much about that series. Like, I've been doing it for so long. I was almost at 200 episodes, not 200, 100 episodes. Or was I actually over? I don't even know. But yeah, it just overall, I want things to move forward, and hopefully I should get, a bit more consistent with my uploads. I'm aiming for at least one video a week, starting from now. And I don't know what day it's going to be consistently. I'm going to try not to have back-to-back uploads. So if I upload it on a Sunday, I'm not going to then upload on the Monday. I will still be scheduling stuff ahead of time. I try and get things out at a reasonable time for Europeans, which basically means I upload around midday European time, specifically UK time. And then it also means that Americans get to enjoy it in the morning, and those that are more Eastern get to enjoy it, at night, potentially. And I think that works out as good as I can possibly manage it. But sometimes, obviously, I'm going to upload things later or earlier, depending on, various different things. But yeah, with that being said, there's going to be everything that I want to talk about for this video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little ramble. As I said before, give me ideas on what kind of content you want to see. Do you want to see more Minecraft, more specific types of Minecraft, like a Let's Play of a survival world, or more creative tutorials or something like that? Because I've done those things before. It's just been a very, very long time. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it from me. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time, which is hopefully going to be soon. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Cultures of disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna take